Well, I'm happy to introduce PJ. We have a master trainer in our presence. PJ, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, Wayne.
So come on and tell me, where are you based? Tell the audience where you're based.
I'm based in Canada on the West Coast, just a little town about a half an hour outside of Vancouver.
Okay. So PJ, I went through the internet and I saw your stuff and I thought, wow, this is a lady. She is a super A. How did you get into fitness?
Um, Gosh, I've been in fitness for 30 years, close to 30 years now. So I barely remember how I got into it. I got into it. This is actually a true story. A girlfriend of mine told me I was bossy and that I would make a great trainer. And I always enjoyed fitness to help keep me slim and trim. So more aesthetics back in my early 20s. So I purely started taking courses just so that I could teach group fitness,
Yeah.
never thinking that that'd be a side gig. Well, I worked on a different career.
What were you working as a career? Sorry, you
I
worked
was
at a
in
career.
I was in college to be an interior designer.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And thank goodness, yeah, I think I make a much better trainer than I would interior designer. But
Did you
anyways, I just
finish?
kept taking more courses, and it just things started to fall into place. And I really loved working with people. I think any trainer that goes into this business is because we love to give and we love to see the results. And yeah, and now close to 30 years later, I've now fully evolved online.
That's amazing. So when you say you started teaching group classes, how big did you grow in your group classes?
Well, I think that's how my name got out there to begin with. So I was teaching for a lot of major clubs, fitness clubs here in town, and then I started managing them. And then I went the rehab space where I was teaching cardiac classes at one of our leading hospitals in Canada for cardiac rehab, and had the fortune of being there for 5 years and really learning and sort of honing my craft for the over 40 person, even when I was in my early 20s. And so for size of class, we would pack them in this one auditorium, which now, right, I don't think we'll ever do again in COVID time. But yeah, it's fun. I think you've taught fitness as well. The larger the group, the more fun it is for the instructor. You feed off of their energy. So yeah, yeah, I do miss those days.
Yeah, for sure. So what actually motivates you to stay fit?
Um, Without sounding too corny, but my community, they really do. I have an online community of over 50 men and women, and I see Karen go for a run and get her workout in. I think, I can do this. I see Carrie do it. I see Chris do it, and I see it in the community, and I think, okay, I'm going to do it. And I always tell people too in my videos that the hardest part is getting your runners on. Once you get your runners on and you start, you're
You're good to
golden.
go.
Yeah, you are golden. If I tell people after 5 minutes you still want to stop, then you know what? You did everything you could to get yourself self-motivated. Then take your runners off and go have a seat. But 99.9% of the time, we just keep going. So yeah, just my community really does help lift me up, and I in turn help them lift them up.
So everyone has an inspiration. Who is your fitness inspiration?
Um, I don't really have one. I love the regular men and women that I work with. I online in our community, we've got, women that are battling breast cancer. We've got men who are borderline diabetic. You know, those people inspire me where they really are now turning a leaf and, trying to work against what their body's fighting. And yeah, those are what inspire me. I've never really been inspired by athletes in my career. I've never trained athletes. I've always preferred to train sort of the middle-aged average person because I can
Okay.
relate with them. Yeah, I like them.
So yeah, but come on. Even in your younger days, there might have been somebody in a magazine, or it might have been someone in a movie, someone you looked at and you thought you look good.
Oh, there's a lot of people out there when I was younger that look fantastic, but um, we're starting to see a shift away from that now, especially because social media is really just showing you the pretty image of a lot of people. there are a lot of people that do inspire me, that it's not because of their looks, it's because they're still doing what they love to do,
Yeah, but
even in their 70s, like Steven Spielberg, Stephen King, those two, the two Stevens. I just found out they're 74 years old, and they're still doing what they love to do. Oprah is a huge inspiration. So those are the people that inspire me. And that's what I think sort of healthy and super aging is where you've got the mindset and you can still keep kicking it no matter what age you're at, giving what you have to offer.
I appreciate that, but what we would say now and how we were when we were in our 20s, in our teens and our 20s, our mindset was completely different. There'd already be someone you'd actually look at. There's all, at that age, we can actually say what we're saying now, but in our teens and our 20s, there'd always be someone you could look at. For me, for example, it was Bruce Lee, because everybody was looking big and bulky, and Bruce Lee was slim and muscular. So that was my inspiration as a young man growing up. But obviously now it's different. It's a far more mature, more than
Don't you love it though? Don't you love it as we get older? It's the one thing we don't have the hang-ups that we had in our 20s and 30s. I love it.
How do you think we can encourage more people to get into fitness, PJ?
Oh gosh, if I had a quick answer to that, I would be, up in Jeff Bezos' stratosphere. The one thing that I encourage people to do, well, two things. One is start small. We try to make too many radical changes, and we want to start small and then add, healthy habits when they become a habit. Second is to have a program to lean on to. A lot of people will hop onto YouTube, try, handpicked videos here and there. That's not going to keep you going and help you reach your goals and service you in the best way that'll make you want to keep going. So, start small and have a plan. It's the same as when you take your car out and you're going to a destination. You know what route you're taking. So we need to do that same thing with your fitness as well as your health.
So do you think that ultimately people who are not into fitness, who want to get into fitness, there should be a reward other than the body?
I think whatever works. Yeah, whatever works for them. I know in our community, their big reward for them is when they can buy bigger dumbbells. They love that. But if a reward system works for you, great. Each person is going to be individual. So long as you just keep consistent and understand that the journey isn't one straight line. There's going to be detours such as vacation, sickness. There's going to be speed bumps, and to just get back on the road as soon as you can. We're not perfect. We're not machines.
How would you describe your style of fitness?
I think what I'm known for the most is the ability to train all levels. So if I am well aware of how the over 40 body could have, knee issues, lunges don't work, hip, low back, arthritis, osteoporosis. So in all of my training, I make sure that I offer alternative movements so that that person still can get a good workout in. They're not left behind. They're not being told, oh, just march it on the spot, pick up when you can. There are other movements that we can do for that person.
Are you primarily cardio based?
No, it's strength based. And I think that's important, especially if you are over 40. We need strength training to both obviously help with functional strength, but as well as bone density, and then keep an increase in your metabolism. Because our metabolism starts to take a dive about age 30 when we start to lose lean muscle tissue.
It does indeed. Now, I asked you earlier, you actually had a TV show for a while.
Yes, just local. So, it was a fitness called Fitness with PJ. And we had, I think it was 6 or 7 seasons of that. And
when you say seasons, when you say seasons, what exactly do you mean by the term seasons?
Years. Yeah, so they termed it in seasons, but it was years, so 6, 7 years.
Wow.
I believe it's still accessible on demand for if you're using a certain provider here in Canada. But that got me comfortable in front of the camera. And then I launched my YouTube channel, Fitness with PJ.
What's your favorite exercise?
Lifting weights, hands down.
You like to pump the iron.
I like to pump the iron.
And your least favorite?
Ah, running. Running is my least favorite exercise. How about you? What's your least favorite?
My least favorite, it would be running as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't go
And
for
it's
running.
funny, I did a lot of running when I was younger, but
Same,
now,
same,
no.
same, same. My joints will be screaming. But I've had so many issues with operations. I've had many invasive surgeries, so 7 in total. So
Oh, wow.
my body wouldn't be able to take it. It creaks at the joints.
Oh, I don't
So
have a good excuse like that. I just don't like
how's your?
it.
Tell me how. If you were to give people advice on diet, do you have a dietary pattern yourself? Is there a program that you have for yourself? There are rules that you follow?
Oh gosh. I'm trying to get away from the rules, and I'm trying to get my community from the rules and from counting calories and macros and just to eat, to enjoy. Um, we live in a really weird world where we base ourselves on what people look like on social media. And I mentioned earlier that, a lot of that is just a story that's being told. Um, I suffered with an eating disorder in my 20s. And then when I found fitness, it helped me get out of that, starting more of a balance. But yeah, I've done it all. I've done keto, I've done low calorie, intermittent fasting, low fat, the cabbage soup diet. That was huge 15 years ago. Now I try to just eat a balanced diet. And then I enjoy that plate of pasta when I want to. And I feel that if we restrict ourselves, and I'm not sure if you're the same mindset, but as soon as you put restrictions on yourself, that's all you can think about. So I allow our community, or not allow, I recommend our community have whatever you want and quit putting the restrictions on yourself, and you'll stop with the hangups. So I try to stick to, I guess the best way to describe it is in 70-30 rule. 70% of the time I eat, salads, lean proteins, and I feel good doing that. I enjoy eating that
Hmm.
food. But like I said, and then on the weekends, if I want to have a pizza, I'll have a pizza. If I want to have some drinks, I'll have some drinks.
And water? You're talking about drinks. Do you drink plenty of water during the course of the day, or?
Yeah, I think that's a must, for, especially again, over 40, you need the water for your joints, your tissue, your skin. So yeah, I'd start my morning actually with warm water, lemon, and collagen, and have done that for years.
Are you
Actually, I'm
quite
going to
big?
take a sip of water now that we're talking about water.
Are you big on supplements then, PJ?
I'm big on supplements if you've seen someone like a naturopath and they've recommended. You can spend a lot of money on really expensive urine by taking supplements that you don't need, and yeah, just excreting them in the toilet bowl.
We recently had an article where we had one of our writers. She was talking about her journey with taking supplements. She got to the point where she's taking up to 30 or so a day, and then she decided to literally stop. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. She hasn't taken a single supplement, and she looks amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And you need to, I do take some supplements. I'm menopausal, so, sleep is a challenge. So melatonin, as well as L-theanine, which is really good sleep supplement. Collagen, it does work, and I've seen it work with all of my clients as well. But I think you need to talk to a professional and get tested. Otherwise, yeah, you're just making really expensive urine.
Do you have a regular sleep pattern yourself?
I wish. You talk
Mm.
to any woman over 50, we, sleep is a challenge. So there are, I've been to sleep clinics. I could probably do a whole podcast with you on sleep. But it is a challenge for women, either because of night sweats due to hot flashes,
Is this a
hormone changes,
perimenopausal phase?
and menopausal. You can still have hot flashes. You can have hot flashes for the rest of your life.
Mm.
So sorry, ladies. And they do tend to happen at night. And there are things that do trigger that as well. And each woman will be different, but I find that caffeine, chocolate, and alcohol tend to be big triggers. But try to have a good sleep routine. And it's real simple, just staying off your devices. I do some meditation, some stretching before I go to bed just to help calm the mind. And then the supplements that the naturopath recommended that do help with the mind chatter.
Being the person you are now, knowing what you know, what would you tell the younger version of yourself? What advice
Oh
would you
my
give to
goodness,
you?
there's a lot of things I would tell her. One, don't buy the red sports car, but no,
I
I
wouldn't buy
would,
a red sports car either, wrong
oh,
color.
I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, it's gone now. Now I have a red SUV. I would tell her to eat the carbs, damn it. I was so restrictive. And my whole life was all about body image. And I reflect back now at how many celebrations I missed because I was so concerned about, maybe going off of my nutrition
Wow.
and how much fun I missed. And I would say to her that it doesn't really matter and to, have that lasagna if you want it. It's okay. It's going to be okay.
Okay. I'm just going to round things up a little bit because where I'm going with this is that I'm very excited that we're going to be featuring your 2025 program. Would you mind telling people what they can expect with that 2025 program and how it came about?
Okay, it's 25 and 25 challenge. And they're workouts that are around 25-minute-ish. And I say ish because sometimes I want a little long, that will get emailed to you every day for 25 days, giving you a full gamut of workouts with cardio, strength, mobility, flexibility, as well as core, and designed in a way that we're not breaking down the muscle, that you have enough ample rest between each workout, and that you get into a consistent workout pattern and at home so that you can continue well after the 25 days. So the whole challenge came about. I developed it because everybody was telling me how they wanted shorter workouts. And if you go shorter, you not necessarily get the same results. So you just have to go at a little higher intensity. So I decided to develop a whole program to help people out that were short on time. And now, this development was in the height of COVID. Everybody was at home. And what can you do at home with just simple few pairs of dumbbells, a chair maybe, and get your results so that you can continue working out. And we developed that. We've had, holy cow, over 4,000 women go through it right now.
Wow.
And yeah, the results are amazing. And again, I don't want them to think of this as just 25 days and then we're done. What I'm trying to do is establish a habit for them so that they can see that, hey, yeah, I could do that. If I could do this for 25 days, I can keep going. And that's my goal with anybody who starts this program.
Is it a progressive program, or do you start and finish and go to the middle and at the end it's all the same movements? Does it progress in any way?
It does progress because I ask the participant to grab heavier dumbbells if they can. There's a variety of different training techniques in the program as well, so that people don't get bored. You're doing every minute on the minute training, HIIT training, Tabata training, some yoga flow, to keep it interesting. And then from there, the individual, we do start with a fitness assessment. So day one is your fitness assessment. It's a 40 minutes. So that's where I went a little long on the 25 minutes. It's a 40-minute workout. And then you do that same workout on day 25 to compare how far you've come.
With that in mind, when you talked about the yoga flow and we're talking about age, yoga can be quite restrictive for people of a certain age or a certain size.
They can, if you have osteoporosis, right? Because yoga is a lot of spinal flexion, and osteoporosis, we need to keep the spine aligned. My recommendation is, and we use yoga blocks, it's build your ground up. And I do that too. Same with burpees. Burpees aren't for everybody. And I ask people, and I don't do a lot of them. There can be quite stressful in the low back too. So if we build our ground up, that's going to make you a lot more successful on those type of movements, and yoga included.
So my final question, that you might not want to answer. How old are you?
How old am I? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
51. I'll be 52 in a couple of months. But yeah, and I just actually said this on one of my workout videos the other day, that I'm still in the same shape that I am in my 30s. I'm just a little slower now.
Isn't that a great feeling to actually know that you can still fit the clothes that you were wearing 20,
Yeah.
30 years ago?
Yeah, no, it is a great feeling. And it's, I love to see people's faces too. Oh, you're in your 50s. But it doesn't happen because I woke up like, like this. I have been working out consistently and, trying to eat healthy and trying to do stress busting techniques
Yeah.
for most of my adult life. And it is hard work, but it is worth it. I can move better. I move better than most 50-year-olds, and I'm having a really good time. And in my opinion, I am just starting with my career. Like we're just going to keep getting ramped up. I'd like to be, the only trainer on YouTube in their 70s. I think that would be awesome.
I think that would be awesome too. PJ,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining me today, because now
Thank you for having me.
we put our article together and have the interview with you. It's going to be superb, and I'm looking forward to people actually trialing your 2025.
Yeah. Yes. No, I look forward to seeing everybody's results.
Thank you very much, PJ.
Thank you.